1,400 k's to the north of Perth, Onslow is a favourite haunt for keen anglers, history buffs and lovers of a good sunrise. It's also the location of the Wheatstone Project, a $34 billion project operated by Chevron Australia that supplies around 20% of WA's domestic gas. It's big, and if you're in town between May and August, you can take advantage of a special tour to learn all about it. All right, some quick tips. You need to be over 16 to go on this tour. You need to be appropriately dressed, so thongs, leave them back at your accommodation. Tickets can be bought here at the Visitor Centre. And this deep dive into the resource that's helping to power our state and build this town starts very conveniently right at the bottom of these stairs. Time to hop on and meet our experts. And today it's Megan with the commentary.
Welcome aboard, everyone. On behalf of Chevron Australia, I'm very excited to welcome you to our LNG facility tour today. We're heading out to the Wheatstone Project. Our tour will take around 45 minutes to an hour today, but we're very excited to take you inside the facility and show you some of our working LNG plant.
The project is 20 minutes drive from town, and on the way, the facts start flowing.
Out at Wheatstone, we have around 250 to 300 people working with Chevron. Some of us, like myself, live in the Onslow community. So I first came to Onslow 8 years ago for 2 years. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic lifestyle.
It's not long before the site appears. The bus pulls up, a brief stop, we get our passes, and a special guest joins our tour. Production manager Brett McCarthy, who's heard we're in town and is keen to catch up and show us around this 5 square kilometre site.
At the Wheatstone facility, we export 20% of the natural gas used by the state. It's really an opportunity for people to come and see where their energy comes from and how energy is actually generated. You turn a light switch on, you expect it to come on, but you don't necessarily think too much about where it comes from. So it's just an opportunity to help demystify that process. And so a lot of people are just really blown away by the enormity of the project. But then it doesn't take an awful lot of people to help run it as well. So it's very, very big, but it's very, very efficient in terms of people required to support the process. Much, much different than mining.
The planning to build this site was massive, and it included ensuring the project itself is self-sufficient.
These black towers are waste heat recovery units, so we don't like to waste anything. What we do is we take the exhaust from the gas turbines and we use those to heat a heating medium, and we reuse that heat in other parts of the process without having to burn any extra gas. So we power it through gas turbine generators. So we use the gas that we're sending to Perth, we use a small portion of that to help drive the same turbines that make the LNG. We use them to drive generators, just like happens down in the southwest, and we generate power in that way. Yeah, we're totally self-sufficient here. The water is through a desalination process, which again is much used like in many other places in the state.
What fascinates us most on this trip is the sheer size of the otherworldly structures. These LNG tanks can hold the equivalent of 64 Olympic swimming pools of LNG. The domestic gas plant, which transports gas all the way around our state. The shipping facility you can see in the distance. These tall towers which hold, wait, over to the experts.
The propane condensers, what they do is they work much like the radiator on the front of your car. So all of that heat that we're pulling out of the gas so that we can liquefy it is rejected to atmosphere. And then once it's in its liquid form, we can run it through those pipes down onto the LNG tanker. And the reason that we liquefy it is really for transportation. So the gas shrinks 600 times. So when that gas gets to wherever it is at the other end, that will evaporate again and turn back into a gas, and it'll be 600 times more gas.
And before you know it, we are full bottle on Chevron and this massive facility and all that goes on to make it and our state work. And then we are back at the Visitor Centre. With a healthy appreciation for the scale of the project and its contribution to powering our state. And I've just discovered that the ticket price, $20 per person for the tour, all goes back to running this visitor centre. That's another big tick for Chevron. And a tip for you all, one last one. You need to book this before you arrive in town. There's actually only one tour a fortnight. You need to be on it.